What up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros Podcast. I'm Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some adventures in hunting. Got a shit ton of pops to talk about. Holy crap.
Hell yes.
Literally, it's almost all Disney related.
In one way or another.
Yeah, basically. I don't know what else is. Yeah, it's literally all Disney, isn't it?
We have one DC and one. It's a deal that Funko just recently signed on.
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
So other than that, yeah, everything else is freaking Disney or Disney adjacent.
Which doesn't surprise anybody because Disney rules all.
Damn straight. All hail the mouse.
Exactly. With Blu-rays, we got nothing to talk about just because ain't shit coming out. Not even remastered 4K releases, which really shocks me.
Yeah, freaking bullshit. Start releasing movies.
Okay, and open the movie theater. Or release... I don't know what the hell... I don't know what I'm saying here.
Yeah, and I don't know why you're like... It looks like you're accusing me. What the hell?
I am. For not releasing new movies.
Not releasing new movies?
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll freaking start.
Thank you.
Yeah. Luckily, we have other shit that we can talk about on this show. Otherwise, we'd be out of business.
Wait, we're supposed to get paid?
I mean, occasionally. Like when people like Sam buy our shirts.
That's true. That's a good point. Anyway, with this week's sneak peeks, we got nothing to talk about. And we got nothing for what's in the box because box office is still at 0.
Yeah.
Then after that, I am like really butchering this. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Yeah.
Just freaking do it.
It's every week. It's every week for me. Every week. And then after that, we'll be moving on to our main event of the evening, which will be our All Bros breakdown of the 2020 version of The Invisible Man.
It came out this year?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Yeah, it came out in either January or February.
Okay.
So
I don't know why I'm putting it in, like, December.
Oh, no.
Weird. Okay. Anyway.
So, yeah. What do you say we get started?
Say let's do it.
I'm Brucker.
I'm Levi.
And together we co-host a movie podcast called Film on the Rocks. On our movie podcast, we like to have fun with movies, and we don't like to break down movies beat by beat, scene by scene. We like to talk about what was fun about them. So we talk about our favorite scenes, sprinkle in some trivia, we debate whether or not they deserve a sequel, and we also talk about some drinking rules that they can have, such as drink every time Vince Vaughn stuffs his face in Wedding Crashers.
Or something we call the Yoda clause, which is every time Frank Oz jumps on a screen, finish your drink. You can find us on Google Podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or really anywhere you can find podcasts, if this sounds interesting to you.
Yes, and we also love listener interaction, and we also like to take movie requests, so you could reach out to us on Twitter at Film on the Rocks, Instagram, Film on the Rocks Podcast, or email us at fotrpodcast@gmail.com. Hope to hear from y'all.
Give us a listen.
All right, so first up with Adventures in Hunting in Pops, we got Disney Archives Mickey, which is literally going to be a 5-pack of a bunch of Mickey Pops.
Yeah, and it is going to be $1 billion. I'm betting.
It actually says it's available for pre-order. Let's see how much it is. $50. That's actually not bad. $10 a pop.
Is it so? $49.99.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you were like saying it was like in the 50. So, ooh, shit, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's a really good price. So what's really cool about this is it literally has, so it's 5 Mickeys, and they're literally drawing each other. It's really cool, because you got, like, here, maybe you'd be better.
So, okay, so you have at the far left, what I'm assuming is, like, it's the classically drawn, not quite Steamboat Willie, but just that style. So the black and white Mickey. And he is holding a pencil drawing it looks like a normal Mickey. What's the difference between? Okay, so like just the typical Mickey that you would know. Red shorts, gloves, white shoes.
White shoes.
Or yellow shoes.
Like,
sorry. Yeah, I don't see a difference between that Mickey and
The one to the far right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Yeah. So it's just like a classic Mickey Mouse figure, and he has a pencil on the hand of I think it's Fantasia Mickey,
I believe
where he's
so.
in the wizard hat. And then he has a pencil on the hand of, I think that's the Brave Little Tailor.
I think so. I don't know classic Mickey as much as I should.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Brave Little Tailor Mickey. So kind of like a Peter Pan looking hat and kind of peasant clothes, I guess. And then he has a pencil on the like just the classic Mickey, and he's kind of in a superhero hands on his hips pose.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that the base it's like Disney archives on it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, to see pictures of these, check out our Instagram at like noon on the whatever day this releases.
What day is that? The 22nd.
Yeah, so at noon on the 22nd.
Killing it. Absolutely killing it.
Can you tell my sense of time is just freaking blurred with this quarantine?
Oh. Alright, so moving on. Before Caleb makes a bigger fool of himself.
Not possible.
True. Black Adam. Move on to Black Adam. That says Black Adam, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a Big Apple collectible, which I don't know what store that would come to.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but so
Is it
whatever
sick?
Big Apple collectibles is, they are getting a glow-in-the-dark Black Adam.
Oh, it's just an online website.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. But this Black Adam's freaking killer.
It is pretty cool. But I don't want a Black Adam unless it looks like Dwayne Johnson.
Fair enough. I mean, all Black Adams kind of look like Dwayne Johnson in some way.
That's okay, good point. That's fair. I see your point.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but I've always imagined Black Adam with facial hair. So I hope they give, like, when The Rock finally does get his own Black Adam movie, I hope he gets, like, they give him facial hair.
How long ago was The Rock cast as Black Adam?
Like, forever ago.
Yeah, it seems like it's been like since 2015.
Yeah. Like, it's been rumored since Shazam. Actually, it's been rumored since before Shazam.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, shortly after Justice League, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, and weren't they talking and saying that he was going to play the villain in Man of Steel 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which that's probably not going to happen.
No,
But he's getting his
not.
own movie, and it should be within the next couple of years.
Okay, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, like I think he actually said that it's in production right now. I don't think they're filming or anything yet, but
I've heard with that whole DC DC streaming thing that they're doing.
the DC Universe.
Yeah, I hear that is probably going to be when we get our first like official look at Black Adam.
Well, DC Universe is already out. Like, it's available.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Never mind. Or wasn't there like something happening in August or something?
Well, I think DC Universe is starting to go away, and they're kind of fusing together with HBO Max.
Okay.
Because
DC fandom? A global experience?
let me see.
That?
Fandom?
Fandom.
No, that's something else.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
It'd be the DC. Oh, the Fandom.
Yeah. So
Oh,
August 22nd.
okay. August 22nd.
Yeah. So that's just what I've heard is rumored that like we'll get like our not just like a picture of The Rock flying as him, but like an actual like maybe footage. I doubt it, but like something more than just that.
Okay. Well, I'm interested.
Yeah, I am too.
You said August 22nd?
Yep, August 22nd.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that when that comes out.
Yes.
As long as we have some decent stuff in it.
I'm sure there's going to be... I'm hoping we get some good info about James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Or The Suicide Squad.
Oh, a trailer would be killer.
That would be killer. That would be so killer.
Or at least just like a cast photo. Or like an official photo. That would be awesome.
Like, didn't David Ayer do that for the Comic-Con before the year his Suicide Squad was released?
If I remember right, yeah, it was like a team photo.
Yeah. So yeah, just do that.
Yeah,
Would love that.
That's all we want.
That's all we want. I just want to see the whole Suicide Squad. And I want to see Guy Courtney back as Captain Boomerang.
Everyone wants to see him back as Captain Boomerang.
Alright, so moving on from Black Adam, we got the Black Light Marvel apparel pops. So
not pops, it's apparel.
Oh, apparel, sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess you could say the Black Light Marvel pop apparel.
There we go, that works. I like that better.
But they have a ton of shit coming out. So the Blacklight figures that we talked about last time?
No, it was a while ago.
Wasn't it with the Untrained Eye?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Is that like 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, it was a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
May have been a few. No, we didn't talk about... Yeah, it was the one right before we talked with Untrained Eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that one where they're releasing Spider-Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Thor, and Iron Man.
Yep.
For like blacklight coloring. They are also releasing a bunch of apparel with that same coloring. So they are releasing a few different socks. So they have Thor socks, which is just the head of Thor, and it just says the Mighty Thor. They have some Iron Man socks, which look freaking killer.
Those look really killer.
It looks like Iron Man flying in space. And I don't have a black light, but I'm totally going to get some.
For some reason, okay, have you ever seen the Jetsons?
Yes!
I'm getting like the Maid vibe from that. I don't know why.
No, I know exactly why.
Okay.
Because it's drawn exactly like that. Yeah, so we're getting that, and we're also getting some Spider-Man socks. And the Spider-Man is hanging upside down on his web.
I honestly think that's my favorite.
That is my favorite, easily. We're also getting a shirt. It comes in a box, but it's a...
If I can find it.
Yeah, it was in the picture with the rest of them.
Oh, it was? Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yeah, so this one's kind of more comic panel-y, where it has like the Marvel logo, and then the top corner, or the top portion of the shirt has Thor and Spider-Man, and the lower part of it has Captain America and Iron Man.
Way to leave out Doctor Strange.
Yeah, where the hell's Strange?
It's rude.
Super rude. But I am praying that this shirt isn't only for kids. Like every other Target shirt that they've released, which is freaking horseshit because the Avengers Endgame Hulk shirt for children is freaking awesome, and I want it so bad, but I'm too fat to fit into a child's shirt, and I'm a little ornery about it.
Apparently, they're also doing a set of cups as well.
Gosh damn it.
I don't know if they're shot glasses or just like regular sized cups, but
I doubt they would do shot glasses.
Hey, you don't know Funko.
Have they ever done shot glasses before?
I don't think they have.
Yeah, didn't think so.
So with the glasses, once again, Doctor Strange is left out. So it's just Thor, Spidey, Iron Man, and Cap.
Which is horseshit. Hulk should get one. Green looks super cool under black light.
Ooh, and they're also doing hats. I didn't know that.
Ooh.
So you got a blue Iron Man one.
Yeah.
I'm loving this next one. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Hell yeah. If I pick up a hat, it's going to be that one.
Yeah, right? I love that one. And I love that
It kind of gives me the 90s show vibe.
It does, and I like that it's not like a flat... What's this kind of hat called? Is it like a flat top?
Yeah.
Flat brim.
So they have
It's
like the flat brim.
Flat brim, there we go. But this is like just like classic baseball.
Yeah.
Which
That one's like super killer.
And then there's backpacks? What?
Yeah, and then they have 2 different backpacks, which are awesome. The first one is an Iron Man one, and it doesn't look like there's a ton going on with like the design. Well, there is a ton. It looks like he's flying through space again. It says Iron Man at the top, and he's kind of in the lettering, which I don't care for that.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Yeah, but the one that I would pick up is The Amazing Spider-Man, where he's hanging from his web.
Yeah, that one's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I want it so bad. The other backpack is... It actually doesn't look like the size... Like, this looks like a purse, kind of. Like a small bag.
Oh, yeah, it does.
But it's
Still cool, though.
the Marvel logo on top, and then the same pictures that you have on the shirt below, like a single zipper. I mean, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And then the last thing that we got from the Blacklight is a Spider-Man box. So the front has Spider-Man with his spider senses going off, and then the back is the shot of Spider-Man like zipping through the city, and then it comes with the Spider-Man Blacklight figure, which looks awesome.
That sucks, though, that that's the only way to get the Blacklight figure of Spider-Man now.
Honestly, probably worth it.
Fair, but I just really wanted just the pop.
Yeah, but that shirt though.
I know.
Okay, if you find that,
Yeah.
I will buy the shirt off of you.
Deal. Yeah, deal.
Sweet.
All right, next up, we got, so Disney is doing this whole, I don't know how to explain it, like alien takeover pop thing.
Yeah, they're calling it the Alien Remix, so it's just the aliens from Toy Story dressed up as different Disney characters.
It's kind of dumb, but I guess it works.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they do something like this with the Minions? Not like they didn't do Disney characters, but they did different costumes. Oh, that was like for Halloween.
Yeah.
That doesn't count then.
Yeah, but so for this, first up we got an alien as Buzz Lightyear. Then we got Carl from Up. We got Doug from Up. We got Russell from Up. I'm surprised they didn't do Kevin.
Kevin would be hard.
Okay, true. I appreciate he has a like 3 lens glasses.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's pretty funny. And then from A Bug's Life, we got Dot. I don't
What? Why?
like
This one came out of freaking nowhere.
Why not Flick?
Why not literally anyone else?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, what? Oh shit! What's the grasshopper's name? Hopper. Although that'd be kind of like
That's the grasshopper.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Wait, did you say grasshopper or did you say caterpillar?
No, I said grasshopper.
Oh, freaking stupid.
No, that's Heimlich. I'm just trying to think of like other Bugs Life characters you could have done. I feel the most obvious choice, of course, is Flick, the main character.
Yeah, Flick and Hopper would be the two to do.
Yeah. Although I feel like Hopper you want really intimidating, and it's kind of hard to make an alien intimidating. But the same thing could be said with Zurg.
Yeah,
So,
which is another one that we're getting.
yeah, so leading into Toy Story... Oh, wait, no, I already said Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, you did.
Damn it. Okay, so along with Buzz Lightyear for Toy Story, we're getting Zurg, and then we're getting a 10-inch Woody.
Fetching hell.
Why does Woody need to be 10 inches?
I don't know, because...
Get it? Because he's Woody.
You're disgusting and I quit.
I'm sorry, it just finally clicked in my head, okay?
Oh, good lord.
I'll never grow up. And then for, I guess, from either Finding Nemo or Finding Dory. Let's just say Finding Dory. We got Dory.
It's... Really?
What?
It's either.
Yeah, that's true. But why didn't they do Nemo and Marlin? Or at least Nemo.
Maybe they are, because, we're also getting a Wall-E, and that's not showing up on the box.
Okay, that's true. We are getting a Wall-E as well. They look actually like the stock photos actually look pretty good. I actually love the Carl one.
Yeah, that one looks really cool.
Buzz looks alright.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Then Russell looks cute.
Yeah.
I feel Carl's my favorite. I love that. I think I actually might get that Carl.
Yeah, those are cool. I think what throws me off with these, it doesn't scream Funko.
It doesn't.
It's always the white in the eyes.
That is fair.
Like all of the other figures, they have just plain black eyes.
The blackest eyes.
And
the devil's eyes.
Even when they're expressing emotion, like a lot of the Hulk figures, they're not perfect circles. They're like cut off at some point to express anger or whatever.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
I'm trying to think of any others that...
Kind of like with like one of the...
Torch. I mean, that's a bad example. They made his eyes yellow, but his eyes aren't perfect circles.
What about like the original Captain Marvel on your second shelf?
Yeah, those ones are all white. I mean, on some of them it works.
I feel like on Korg, it works perfectly. Korg makes sense.
Yeah, and Black Panther and Moon Knight. I mean, it works for Bullseye too, and Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess it works for Captain Marvel. I mean, if you you think about it this way, they're going for the comic book look.
Fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, so with the comic book look, whenever she does have her mask on, her eyes are usually whited out.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where I can forgive that.
All right, fair.
So it works, but putting like the big black pupil with a little white on the outside doesn't work. It makes it too realistic. Or not realistic. I don't even know the word. Too like cartoony, I guess.
Yeah, that works.
It's just not following along with the brand, I feel.
No, that's fair. I get, yeah.
Like, it's the same issue I have with, like, the Minions.
Yeah, but I'd rather pay for aliens than Minions.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, see? And then, so after that, we got a Ubisoft and a Funko deal. And Caleb knows more about this.
Hell yeah. So, Ubisoft just signed a multi-year agreement with Funko, and that means we will be getting Assassin's Creed figures in the future, along with some of their other IPs.
Oh, IPs.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for Just Dance.
Yes,
Because-
with the blacklight figures, that would be killer.
Say what you will about those games, but the way that they do the dancers is really cool. And so I didn't know this. When they're like filming the dancers on the green screen, that is actually how the costumes look. They're not like color grading it or anything. when they have like the like straight up like white, like I don't know how to explain this.
How do they pull that off?
I don't know, but like there's like an actual. I'll have to show you after we're finished recording. But yeah, they released like a behind the scenes of how they film the dances for the Just Dance games. It's really cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah. I thought like they did all like the.
I thought it was all like mocap.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I thought like they wore like the like costumes, but I thought like the whole like the way their like faces look and like the brightness on them was done in like post production. But no, most of it like they're already in costume for it. It's weird. But I think that's what makes like Just Dance like kind of special is like they'll go like above and beyond for that kind of stuff, which I love.
That's way cool. I always thought it was like a motion capture model.
Yeah.
That's way cool.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, hopefully we get some Just Dance stuff. We get some Assassin's Creed. I think Assassin's Creed is going to be really hard to translate into Funko. Like, do I have any figures that have like a hood on them?
The only one that I'm thinking of right now that I've been considering getting that has a hood is Huntress from Birds of Prey.
And how does that look?
That one actually was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, the only one that I can think of off the top of my head is the common Moon Knight.
Oh,
and that one looks really cool.
Let me pull up a picture.
I mean, that works because Moon Knight has the Eagle's Peak. Okay, I guess it works.
Yeah, I think the way that Funko does their pops now, like considering how much that they've improved on since the beginning, I honestly think that they could pull off Assassin's Creed very well.
Yeah, and you can get a lot of cool shit. You can get like just the classic standing pose. You could get some action poses.
Yeah.
You could get their freaking leap of faith.
Oh, that would look so awesome.
That would be way cool. I wouldn't even be mad if they got like an extra tall stand.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
That'd be super cool. Like one that I could like, I don't know how like balance wise that would work, but one that like looks like it was jumping off of my shelf.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
That'd be super cool. But you could do a lot of cool shit like that. I'm trying to think of like some others that you could, like other things you could do, but I mean, you could do special moments. They do have some team ups. I don't know if there's anything like iconic that's not like violent.
I love that.
But I mean, you could do some really cool stuff with that. They're also doing Rainbow Six Siege for the people that play those games.
I mean, come on. We all know we want a video game moment of the assassin stabbing his wrist knife into someone's neck or something like that.
Yeah, let me see what else.
Killer game moment.
Ubisoft does.
Yeah, literally all I know is Assassin's Creed and Just Dance. Speaking of Just Dance, I'm so behind on their games. I think the last one I played was like 2016? No, 2017. Yeah, and I think they're up to like 2021 now.
Ooh, they do Watch Dogs.
Oh, yes.
That one would be freaking killer. The Far Cry games. Oh, they do For Honor. I play that with my brother. That one's freaking awesome.
Okay, now that they've done a deal with Ubisoft Funko, can you please do a deal with Rockstar?
Rockstar?
I want some Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption Funko Pops. Don't you?
Yeah. Not necessarily with Grand Theft Auto.
Alright, fair. Okay, I definitely want an Arthur Morgan Funko Pop.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would be all over that shit.
And then I want a Micah Bell one so I can burn it.
Hell yeah, freaking shoot it in the head like I did it with him in the game.
Freaking rat.
Yeah, dude, apparently I missed like a whole dialogue sequence with him.
Which part?
Okay, spoiler alert for those who haven't beat Red Dead
sorry.
Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, skip ahead for like a minute maybe. Yeah, I missed a whole freaking dialogue because I killed him too fast.
Oh shit, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, so like Bronson, he was talking like, oh, how he got this whole like dialogue and crazy shit before he died, and I was just like, what the hell? I didn't get that, and I realized it's because I shot him in the head.
Oh, so you actually did kill him? Oh,
What?
No, in my ending, I swear, the ending that I was given, my. Oh wait, okay, wait, no, never mind. I'm sorry. For some reason, my brain was thinking, oh wait, no, when Arthur dies, that's the ending of the game. But no, Jonathan, there's an epilogue.
Yeah, when freaking John kills him.
Wow, I am like way off tonight. I don't know why. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there was like this whole. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh yeah, it was Micah. I was thinking Dutch. Yeah, freaking Micah. I shot him in the face and I missed like this whole bit of dialogue. And I'm like, well, shit.
Wait, there's more dialogue that comes after he draws his gun?
I guess that's what my brother was saying.
What else can come? He's about to shoot you.
No, like he goes to shoot you, and then Bronson unloaded in his core, like his chest.
Oh, is it that you shot me pretty good?
It might be. I don't know.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
You didn't?
No, because I shot him right in the face.
Why?
With a shotgun.
Okay, yeah, that will do it. Yeah, I do remember him saying that. Yeah, you shot me pretty good. And then he falls over dead. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I didn't get that because I shot him straight in the face. Not even a little upset about it.
I don't know. I'm thinking of like that Dumb and Dumber scene. What if he shot you in the face? Yeah, what if he shot me in the face? That was a chance that we were willing to take. Then Lloyd, how come I didn't get a gun?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, those are the games that we could, or the figures that we could possibly get with this Ubisoft deal, and I'm freaking pumped.
I'm more so pumped for Just Dance if we actually do get those.
That would be awesome.
That would be so cool. All right, so that's it for Adventures in Hunting. And like I said, we got no this week's sneak peeks and no what's in the box. So what do you say we move on to this week's main event?
Hell yes.
Sweet.
Time for the main event.
It's main event time.
Let's play a game.
Alright, so before we break down the Invisible Man, we got a couple responses from Twitter, Instagram. Did we get any from Facebook?
You know we didn't.
Yeah. But Caleb asked a question on all of those platforms asking... Wow, this...
How would you defend yourself against an invisible enemy?
That's what it was, thank you.
I didn't know what else to ask.
No, that's a good question.
Like, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, like, the only other question that I could think of for that was, what would you do if you could turn invisible?
So, like, you know how...
And with the people that follow us, I don't want to know.
Looking at you, Jason.
And Victor.
Oh, yeah, Victor. Yeah, I forgot about him.
I'm just going to be waiting on that message when he hears this. Yeah, so anyway, getting into our answers. Our first response comes to us on Twitter from @VictimsAndVillains, the Victims and Villains podcast. So he wanted to clarify, and he asked which version we were talking about, the original 30s or modern day. And he said, because that matters. So I told him we were talking modern day, and he says, okay, easy, friend Tony Stark.
Fair.
Yeah, so I felt that was cheating, so I was just like, okay, just for shits and giggles, what if we said the 30s? And he says, no defense, you just have to convince Godzilla to crush everything within a 30-mile radius.
Guys got it. Yep.
Yep. I mean, you can't argue with that.
You can't. When you bring Godzilla, you can't argue anything.
It's like, I have Godzilla. Your argument is invalid.
Yep.
Our next response comes from the hashtag NoOffenseShow at HTNOS. And he said, stay 6 feet away.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I read that, I freaking die. Like, you can't get like a better freaking response than that.
You really can't. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and then our next response is actually someone that agreed with us. It's the Mixed Media Forest Podcast at Media Forest Cast. He said, at HTNOS wins the internet.
Oh.
And it's hard to disagree with that. He does. I was actually driving when I got that notification, and my notification for tweets and text messages were the same.
Yeah.
And I thought I was getting a text from like my boss because I was talking to him. And so I pulled that up and saw his response, and I freaking was laughing so hard I almost wrecked my truck. So thanks for putting me in mortal danger. Hashtag no offense.
Oh my gosh.
So moving on to Instagram, we got a response from at PartyNakedPod, or Jason from Shit Happens When You Party Naked. He says he hadn't seen the movie, but does he have a heat signature?
And yes, he does.
He does have a heat signature.
Okay, when he asked this on Instagram, because Caleb hadn't seen it yet, so he asked me to answer. Literally, me and my coworker, I asked my coworker JC, just to like clarify because he had seen it too, if he did have a heat signature, and for like the next like 5 minutes, we just like kept talking about like how you would hide a heat signature if you had an invisible suit like his.
Well, okay.
It's very hard.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, let's hear you.
So now that I have seen the movie,
okay,
it wouldn't be that hard. His suit's deflecting light. It's not deflecting heat. He can still make contact with stuff. So if you were to get like something to like a heat or like a thermometer with a frickin' screen on it, like one of those, you would be able to see the heat resonating from him.
Gosh damn it.
Because, like, you know how people have police have those when they're looking at, like, hostage situations in movies and shit.
True.
So you could, like, look through the wall. So it's just looking through his suit. Which I thought they were going to incorporate throughout the entire freaking movie because you said that he had one. And I'm like, oh, freaking perfect. Like, because you answered it quick. And like after I told you, like, hey, you're gonna have to respond to that one. Yeah. You answered that question quick, so I'm like, okay, so the heat signature is gonna come into play. Freaking no,
it doesn't.
I was like at the end of the movie, and I'm like, where the hell does the heat signature come in? So yeah, he does have a heat signature, and we didn't get a follow up from Jason, so we'll be expecting that.
Hopefully
later.
You watch it, Jason, please.
Yeah, it's super good. Next, we have a response from the Driftwood Podcast at the Driftwood Podcast. He said, like, no clue. Maybe just straight up and die.
I like your thinking. I like it.
Like, for people of normal means like us, there is no defense against an invisible enemy. We're freaking screwed.
Yeah, we really are.
Like, there's so little things that we could do. Like, so little, it's not even funny.
I'm just gonna curl up in a ball on the floor and just accept my fate. I'm dead. Crawl into the fetal position.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably end up doing what she did in this. And just, like, go into the corner of a room and just spread something that you could, like, see.
There you go.
But then if he doesn't step on it, you're freaking just stuck there.
True. That's a very good point.
Yeah. Our next response comes from our good friends at the Untrained Eye Podcast, at Untrained Eye Pod. He said, paintball gun or water balloons filled with paint. Does the Invisible Force have a weapon? Oh, I'd make a nail suit so my whole body looked like the nail face guy from Hellraiser.
F yes.
Okay, now knowing how the suit works, that is a solid defense.
Right? So solid.
Like, you just have to put that suit on and just run.
Yep.
Like, it's not like he's going to try and grab you.
That's true.
I mean, if he does, he's going to get all types of effed up. Yeah, so I'm trying to... And then, like, the paintball and water balloon with paint. After... I mean, we'll get into this scene, but... No. And I'm pretty sure it was DJ that responded. So if you've seen the movie, I think you know what I'm talking about. And then our last response comes from the Dynamic Duel podcast at Dynamic Duel podcast. They said, easy. First, run to the bathroom. This is key. Then soap up the floors. Then run a hot shower. This will steam up the room so you can see him. Then, when he comes in and slips, you run over and take a shit on him. The end.
I mean, this is a bulletproof plan.
Right?
Yeah. And Elizabeth Moss think of this?
Yeah, straight up. Well, then this movie would have been even more rated R?
Fair. That's a good point.
I was going to say it'd be rated R, but it already was.
Maybe switch it from taking a shit to teabagging?
Yeah. Dynamic Duel is really good at coming up with those made-up scenarios. Dude, that's what their whole show is. They make I tell everyone, the worst thing about their show is no one's animated the fights that they come up with. There's one, I think it's Kid Flash and... I want to say Cannonball?
Cannonball?
Yeah.
What's that? Or who's that?
Hold on, I'm going to look that episode up real quick. I hope I freaking got it. But I know deep in my soul that I didn't.
How deep, though?
Yeah, it was... Oh, Speedball. I'm dumb. So, it's the Flash, or Wally West's Flash, versus Speedball, which is a Marvel speedster.
Oh, okay.
And so they did a duel with them, and one of their things is that they can phase. So they can phase their body and phase stuff off, and I think it was the Flash did something, and Speedball ended up cutting his hand off.
Damn.
Yeah, in their fight scenario that they made up is freaking hilarious. And that was the episode I'm just well, I've had episodes before that, but I'm just someone needs to animate this shit. This is great. So
DreamWorks, hit them up.
hell yeah. So if you animate stuff, go listen to the Dynamic Duel and animate their duels. Because their duels are freaking hilarious. Anyway, so that is all the responses that we got this week. So thank you, everyone that submitted an answer and a situation. And for the Driftwood guys, just admitting that you would just die.
I mean, we would too, so it's all good.
Yeah, I don't know
you.
what I would do. But I know it wouldn't be clever. Yeah, so... Anyway, with that, we can move on to our breakdown. Woo woo. So, for those of you that are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come up with a final all-bro score. Our categories are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the end. And then we average up all of those totals, and it gives us a schoolhouse grade and a percentage. And that's our final grade for the movie.
I love how you say schoolhouse grade.
It is a schoolhouse grade.
I know, but I've just never heard you say that before. I like it.
I know. I'm playing with things that I'm
I like it.
trying to type up.
I like it a lot.
So, with that, Rose is going to read us, or attempt to read us, the synopsis for... Gosh, I wish we recorded this, dude.
Right?
Like, that freaking look. Yeah,
well,
so
now I'm just going to mess up just to piss you off.
It doesn't piss me off. I think it's freaking hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah, so Rose is going to read us a synopsis of the movie, and then we're going to grade it afterwards. So if you have not seen the movie, spoiler alert.
Like every single spoiler, because we spoil
every single spoiler.
Yeah, so here we go. Trapped in a violent, controlling relationship with wealthy optics engineer and businessman Adrian Griffin, Cecilia Cass one night drugs him with the diazepam. I don't know how the hell to say that.
Diazepam,
thank you. And escapes their home into the nearby woods to wait for her sister Emily. After she arrives, Adrian nearly catches Cecilia, but the pair are able to escape. Cecilia hides out with childhood friend Detective James Lanier and his teenage daughter Sydney. 2 weeks later, Adrian seemingly commits suicide and leaves Cecilia $5 million in his will, handled and organized by his lawyer brother Tom. As Cecilia tries to move forward, she is plagued by several unexplained experiences. She suspects another presence in the house one night when she finds the front door open and witnesses the lights flickering on and off. She calls for James when she sees footprints in her room, but he assures her she is just still traumatized. During a job interview, she faints after finding her portfolio's contents removed and is taken to the hospital. Later, the doctor calls and says they found high levels of... How do you say it again? I'm sorry. Diazepam, thank you, sorry. In her system. Shortly after returning home, Cecilia finds the same bottle she drugged Adrian with, which she dropped during her escape, in her bathroom. She arranges a meeting with Tom and James, insisting that Adrian faked his death and used his optics expertise to become invisible in order to torment her, but gets rebuffed. Cecilia turns to her sister, but Emily refuses to acknowledge her after receiving an email from Cecilia's account stating she never wants to see her again. Later, she is comforted by Sydney, but Sydney is hit by an unseen force, leading her and James to assume Cecilia did it. Yeah,
holy shit.
Dude, that scene hurt. Like, that scene was heartbreaking.
Dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I knew something was going to happen to Sydney.
Yeah.
I knew something was going to happen. I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah. The acting in this movie is just amazing.
Yeah, like, okay, what I assumed was going to happen was that she was going to, like, stand up and start walking out of the room, and then after Cecilia stood up, that maybe Sydney was going to get, like, pushed in the hallway or something. And then, like, I did not freaking expect her to get freaking clocked.
Yeah, I didn't, yeah.
We assume. Yeah. I don't know what he did. He could have kicked her for all we know.
True.
But,
true.
Damn! Dude, for violence that we didn't see, like, this movie does really good at just making the violence just insane.
Right?
Ugh. Like, you can't see what's happening on, like, one side of the fight, and you never realize how important that other side of the fight is until you can't freaking see it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like, and it's like different scenes like that. Like, when like, this is skipping ahead, but when she's in the asylum and the guards are getting attacked, like, that was freaking brutal, and we didn't see half of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Alright, so she is comforted by Sydney, but Sydney is hit by an unseen force, leading her and James to assume Cecilia did it. While a furious James rushes his daughter out of the house, Cecilia tries a number of tactics to catch the figure. After finding Adrian's old phone in the attic and covering the figure with paint, that part scared the shit out of me.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Try seeing this in a theater.
Dude, I knew that shit was coming. Like, I knew that was coming. I'm like, she's going to, like, tip something over. Like, I knew that she was going to grab the paint. And I'm like, and he's going to be right there. And I knew it. I freaking called it. It still scared the shit out of me.
It's an effective jump scare.
It is.
It's not a lazy jump scare.
If you've listened to any of our other horror reviews, you know we hate cheap jump scares. Ones where it's just they cut out the music and then it's just sudden scream or just loudness. It's undeserved.
Mm-hmm.
The jump scares in this, they really well deserve. The only thing that I don't think that I cared for was how immediate her scream was, because it sounded like a screeching almost.
Okay, that's fair, Dad.
So, I don't know what that was about, but I think it would have been even more terrifying if it was just she dipped the paint and then it was like that was it. Like you just hear the paint drip and then you see the figure.
Ooh, that would have been...
And then like that pause of her like realization and then scream. That would have been, I feel, even more effective.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Like I would love to see a cut of it where it's like just that pause where you realize that the paint's on the figure. Like I'd have to play that clip again, but I think there's like a screeching noise or something that they pull. You could have removed that and been fine.
Yeah, I gotta watch it for a third time now. Okay, so after finding Adrian's old phone in the attic and covering the figure with paint, she ends up in a violent struggle before escaping to Adrian's home to investigate. In his lab, she finds a suit that confirms her suspicions. After hiding it in a closet, the invisible figure attacks again, so Cecilia flees and contacts Emily. The pair meet in a restaurant, though as Cecilia begins to tell her what she found... Okay, this scene, holy shit. Dude, I literally, seeing this first time in the movie theater, my mouth was wide open for at least a minute.
Oh my gosh, dude, something this movie did so well was just the subtleties in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so for those of you that, I mean, I hope you go and see this. By the way, we're like fangirling over this. But for those of you that haven't, that don't care about spoilers, obviously, because you're listening to this, it cuts to Cecilia talking, then it cuts to her sister Emily talking across the table. It cuts back to Emily, or cuts back to Cecilia, but behind Cecilia is a knife. It's just like a floating knife. And it doesn't make a big scene about it. It's just that it's just back and forth between the sisters, and then there's sudden knife in the background. And it took me a second to realize it was there.
I don't even,
because I was focusing on Cecilia,
yeah,
and then I saw the knife like twinkle a little bit, and I looked. I'm like, then freaking it cuts back to Emily, and then her freaking knife or her throat is slit, and then it flies into Cecilia's hand. I'm like I didn't know what to freaking do.
What I love the most about the scene is like not only the look on her face, but it's like how you were talking about like the background of this movie, how you can see like all these people like freaking out, but you're still just in Cecilia's mind.
Yeah, like everyone's backing up, but it doesn't like the only one it focuses on is the chick like that notices Amelia or Emily first.
That's true.
So it only cuts to her, and then it cuts back to Cecilia, and then everyone like freaking scatter. Dude,
but it's just like so fast. Like I don't even think I noticed the knife until it slit her throat and it landed in her hand. I'm like, what the fudge just happened?
Dude, like you're almost as caught off guard as Cecilia is.
I mean,
in that moment,
I was because unlike you, I didn't see it until.
Yeah, I actually almost woke up my kid because I watched it like really late, so she was in bed, and then when that happened, I was just like, "Oh!" Like, that was just... Like, it's kind of like... Slow motion replay. Like, oh my gosh.
For real, though.
It just takes you so off guard.
It really does.
Like, I want to watch this movie again to see how long the knife was in the background. Because I know the point where I noticed it.
Yeah.
I want to know how long it was on screen before I noticed it.
Okay. So the pair meet in a restaurant, though Cecilia begins to tell her what she found. The invisible figure slits Emily's throat with a knife and places it in Celia's hand, framing her for the crime. Remanded to a mental hospital while she awaits trial, a staffer informs Cecilia that she is pregnant. Yeah, that came out and I'm like, okay. Tom visits her and offers to get her charges dropped if she agrees to return to him and raise the child, implying that he helped his brother stage his suicide while revealing Adrian tampered with her birth control to ensure she became pregnant.
This pissed me off.
Yeah.
But I also, when she realized... It was actually when she was talking and said I was taking birth control and he didn't know. I was just like, he knew.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... From someone that freaking manipulative, he knew.
Yeah. Cecilia refuses to take the deal and steals a pen from his briefcase. That night, she uses the pen to pretend to commit suicide to draw the invisible figure out.
Pretend she was.
Yeah, I did see, but then I can't remember like the exact. Even though I've seen this twice, didn't she like "Got you, mother"?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I love that part.
For those of you curious, Rose just censored himself. I did no editing on that.
I don't like to say the F word on camera.
I know. I'm just saying. I feel like people think that I cut it off. Like whenever we do that, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I do. Other than remove like excessive silences, I do zero editing.
We're good boys, we promise. Sometimes.
99, 90, 80,
65?
Yeah. Damn, you missed an opportunity to say 69% of the time.
Damn it!
Anyway, continue.
When the figure tries to stop her, she stabs him repeatedly, causing the suit to malfunction. The security team arrives, but the invisible figure violently
Incapacitates.
Incapacitates, thank you. I'm sorry. That's such a big word.
I also want people to know Rose is reading this off his phone, and I cannot see what he's reading.
Yeah, Caleb's just apparently this good.
So anytime you hear me correct a word, I have not seen it, unless I specifically say, let me look at that.
Yep. So incapacitates them before fleeing the hospital with Cecilia in pursuit. Promising not to harm her because of her pregnancy, the figure instead threatens to attack those she loves. Cecilia races to James' house, where she finds the invisible figure attacking him and Sydney. She manages to shoot the figure after spraying him with a fire extinguisher, but when she unmasks him, it's Tom in the suit. Police find a captive Adrian alive at his house, tied up in his basement, and claiming Tom held him prisoner. Cecilia quickly disputes this, insisting the brothers must have shared the suit, with Adrian sending Tom to the house knowing what would happen.
I have a theory that both of them were in James's house.
Oh yeah, because there was two suits.
No,
right,
okay, yes, there may have been even three. The one that Cecilia hid away in the closet.
Yeah.
The one that Adrian was wearing, and I'm assuming the one that Tom was wearing.
I thought there was a... Yeah, but I thought...
No, remember when she was leaving at the beginning of the movie, there were the 4 suits in the back.
Oh yeah, true. Oh shit.
So there were 5 suits total. One of them was activated, the one that she noticed while she was leaving, and then the 4 on the wall, or possibly 3. One of them might have just been just the mannequin.
Damn.
Yeah. So theory is that Adrian was in there too, because Sydney wakes up and sprays her bear spray, and then you hear someone crash into her dresser. She gets up and takes off, and then as soon as she gets freaking clotheslined.
Oh yeah, true. That would honestly make a lot of sense if they tag teamed it.
Yeah, and then Adrian, I mean, depending on how long the police took, Adrian could have freaking hauled ass to his house and done whatever manipulative freaking plan he had. The only thing that freaking confuses me is the damn wall. Like how he got behind the wall.
Yeah, that's...
Because I don't believe for a second that Tom freaking put him back there.
No. Mm-mm. Neither did Cecilia.
Yep. She knows.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Cecilia quickly disputes this, insisting the brothers must have shared the suit, with Adrian sending Tom to the house knowing what would happen. In an attempt to get Adrian to confess, she meets him at his house to discuss her pregnancy while James listens in on a wire. She agrees to mend their relationship, but only if he confesses to being the invisible figure. Adrian insists Tom did kidnap him, claiming the experience changed his outlook on life and how he treated her in their relationship. When she begins to cry, Adrian alludes to his previous abuse using similar phrasing to that of the invisible figure. Smiling, Cecilia departs to use the restroom. Moments later, the room's security camera captures Adrian seemingly committing suicide. Cecilia returns and, apparently distraught, calls the police. Out of the camera's sight, however, she silently taunts Adrian after retrieving the spare suit she hid earlier to kill him. I love this scene so much.
Oh my gosh, so great.
When James arrives and asks what happened, she confirms what the camera saw. He spots the suit in her bag, but accepts her story and allows her to leave. Relieved that she's finally free of Adrian, Cecilia leaves the house with the suit.
Hell yeah. This was a killer scene.
It really was.
Like, just so satisfying, too. You're just like, yes, die, you bitch.
Yeah, right? Oh.
Ugh. This movie was super good.
It really was. I love this movie.
Yeah, something that they did really well that I talked to you a little bit about. They built tension so well. And it just gets your heart pumping and you're just like, you get stressed out.
Right?
Like, that's what freaking gets you. You get stressed watching it and you're just like, ugh.
Seriously, though.
Like, the first time that you have the interaction with him when he's invisible is when Cecilia's in bed and he pulls the blankets off and she goes to pull the blanket and she is dragging the blanket and it gets stopped because there's tension on the other end, and she looks at the other end and she's pulling on it and it's not moving. And so you see the freaking footsteps moving up the blanket, and she freaking loses her mind, as I would.
Same.
I probably would have gone a little bit more extreme.
Scream like a little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Straight up. And, yeah, it's like that. It's like that kind of stuff. Like, even when you know what's going on, you're still just, like, all built up.
Yep. Oh, gosh, I love it.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just something about not being able to see the assailant is stressful.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
For example, like with the Halloween movies, the tense parts are when they're looking for Michael. Once you see Michael and it's like more of a fight, the tension goes away.
Yeah, that's true.
With this, the tension does not go away. You're just like, like, I was just all types of just built up watching this. And oof. This may be one of my favorite horror movies now.
Oh, it is for me. It's definitely not like spitballing or like trying to rank my movies yet, but it's definitely in my top whatever of 2020.
Yeah,
Although
definitely.
I don't even know how many movies I can really put in that anymore, though.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I wonder what this year's Oscars is going to look like.
Oh, didn't you hear they got pushed back by 2 months?
Really?
Yeah, so they're now in April instead of February.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the story was really good. Like everything that they were able to do, and I think the tension building is more maybe a writing thing, or no, it could be story.
I would say it's more so story.
Yeah. So the director was Leigh Whannell or Whannell.
What else has he directed?
So he did Insidious Chapter 3.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah, and he also did Upgrade.
I've never seen that.
I haven't either, but it's one that I want to watch. It's the one where the dude gets paralyzed, gets the chip put in his neck.
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard that's like a sleeper hit.
Yeah, I want to watch that. So those are the only 3 things that he's directed.
Well, I'm sure he'll be working in Hollywood again, considering how well this movie did.
Yeah, this movie did amazing.
Like, it's like Halloween numbers for Universal. Because it was a $7 million budget. $7 million budget.
That's it?
Uh-huh. And it grossed $129 million.
Damn!
Yeah. It had a killer box office run.
Holy shit. That is really good.
Right?
Yeah, knowing that he's done a horror movie before, it shows that how well he knows how to build tension, and he knows how to keep it going as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could very easily have turned this into something where the tension goes away after like fighting, but it doesn't. And I don't know if that has something to do with you being able to not see the other half of this fight. Like, I don't know if that has something to do with the tension being continual. But, like, very few times during this movie am I, like, calm.
Yeah, right. Seriously, though.
Like, when she's interacting with other people,
It's fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
When she's not, I am not fine. And they do that from the get-go, too. Like, when she's leaving, she's getting dressed, she's putting on her pants and her sweatshirt.
And then so freaking tense.
Yeah. And it's all because she keeps looking at her phone to make sure that he's still, like, knocked out in bed.
Did you at all think for a minute that, like, he outsmarted her and made it to where, like, the cameras just saw him in bed and he would just pop up behind her?
That's what I thought they were going to do, because they show her changing in, like, the kitchen area, and then it pans over to an empty hallway, and then pans back over to her, and it's, like, super slow. But when they were on the hallway, I was just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like, and I mean, if you describe it that way, where it's just like empty hallway, where it ultimately leads to nothing, you would think that, oh, that's just wasted screen time. It's not.
No.
It is something where I'm like, ugh.
Yep.
Like, I was laying down on my couch watching this, and I had my feet kind of hanging off the couch. Once it panned over to the empty hallway, I, like, curled up.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the tension was just amazing. Like, that's the best part about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, the jump scares are well earned.
They really are. Ugh.
And there's so many that they could have put in. Like when Emily comes and picks her up in the car, and you hear Adrian yelling for Emily. Like, you hear him yelling, and then like the slap on the door.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, but you hear him yelling before.
I don't think for some reason, I did not hear him yelling. So when he just like smacked on the door, like that just like came out of nowhere for me and scared the shit out of me.
I may have been imagining that, but I swear that you hear him before.
I'm sure you did.
Because I had the subtitles on, and it showed that he was yelling before.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't quite come out of nowhere. And I think that helped. Because it still, yeah, it does. Absolutely scares you. But it doesn't, it's not a cheap jump scare.
No, not at all.
Like you hear just like, Cecilia, and then you hear BAM on the window. And it still startles you, but it's not cheap.
No.
It's not an instant just like, let's go, BAM! Like how they could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the other ones that I think, the other like big jump scare was the, when she was in the attic and dumps the paint down.
Oh, yeah, and then she falls.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, Untrained Eye, which is why no to paint. So she's like looking down the attic, like looking down this ladder, and she takes a bucket of paint and pours it down. And it splashes down and it covers his suit, and then you just see like a white face. Gives me some Super Slenderman vibes.
Yeah, right?
But then it kind of has like a screeching noise or like a scream or whatever. I feel they could have paused that for a couple extra seconds, like for realization purposes.
Fair.
But yeah, that was a really well deserved. Like you knew it was coming too.
Oh yeah.
Like you could see it from a mile away. It still scares the living bejesus out of you. That's the. Brielle didn't watch the whole thing with me, but she watched a few of them, and she had the same things. Like, she knew something was coming, it still scared her. And that makes for freaking good shit. Mm-hmm. Like, good horror.
Absolutely.
Like, the thing like we don't like with jump scares is that it's something completely out of the blue. Like, you're like, oh, didn't see that coming. And it startles you.
Yeah. Yeah.
This, you knew what was coming, and it still scared you. And I love that so much more than freaking cheap-ass jump scares.
Yeah. Looking at you, Countdown.
Yeah. Freaking hell. Freaking take notes. So, the story was pretty good. It was
really solid.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect.
No.
I think very few horror movies have like a perfect story because their stories are typically so basic.
Yeah.
Like it's just fighting a supernatural or just some unknown enemy. That's ultimately what horror is.
But yet we love it.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. When it's done right.
True.
And yeah, so I need to remember I can give my personal grade later. I would give this maybe an 89, 90.
I was going to go for 90.
A 90?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about where I'm sitting at because it was super good.
It really was.
Kept you super engaged. It was kind of a basic story, but they do a really good job at keeping your attention.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the girlfriend is trying to escape her abusive boyfriend, but like you said, what they add to it makes it that good of a story.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll give the story a 90. All right, moving on to writing.
This was extremely solid as well.
This was really good.
So good.
I may give it higher than the story.
I'm more than happy to give it higher.
Yeah, it didn't feel like there was any stupid filler.
No.
If the way that I judge writing and what's filling is when if you could take it out of the movie and still get the story, it didn't need to be there.
That's fine.
There was so little of that. The only thing that I feel was maybe not necessarily unnecessary is the whole gifts to James and Sydney.
That's fair, but I mean, it made sense. They welcomed her into their home. And...
Yeah, it made sense. She was just recovering from or realizing that Adrian was quote unquote dead.
Yeah.
So it did make sense. And like I said, that's the only issues that I had. Everything else was perfect exposition mixed with just it continuing on the story. Nothing ever paused the story. Everything kept it going. I'm about I'm not quite 95, but I'm 94.
I can give you a 94.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where were
absolutely.
you? What about you?
I was at
what are
a
your thoughts?
93, but I can absolutely go to a 94.
Okay. All right, next up we got acting, which I think we only need to do Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
And damn!
I know you won't let me, but I would so give her 100.
I'm not quite there. I'm not quite there, but I'm close.
You're damn close. Okay.
I'm super freaking close.
Okay. All right. I can take that.
She sold this.
Phenomenal. And, okay, I can't remember what the movie was called. I think it was The Kitchen or something. To where it was her, Tiffany Haddish, and Melissa McCarthy. And, I heard it, bombed. I think it was, her movie before this. So I'm really glad that she got this movie to redeem herself.
Wasn't she in Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah, that's her, big, TV show thing.
Oh. Because I hear that show's really good.
I've heard that as well.
I mean, I've tried watching it. It's not my thing. But I mean, I'm glad that it's doing well, or that show has been doing well. Like I said, just not my thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's called The Kitchen. Yep. Yeah. So McCarthy, Haddish, and Moss. She was in Us.
Yeah, she was the neighbor.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Ooh. Trying so hard not to give her points for that.
Different movie. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that I disliked with her performance, and I can't think of a single freaking thing.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, being critical, I will dock for the gift giving scene.
Yeah, but that's more writing.
I get that. I understand that, but she didn't quite sell me on happy.
Okay.
So this is me being as critical as I can possibly be.
Oh my goodness. Okay, how much is that docking her though?
It doesn't dock her a lot. It barely docks her anything. I'm still in the high 90s.
Okay.
I'm
98?
I was more 97, but
I can do 97.
you don't want to.
I don't.
About 97 and a half.
I can do that. I'll give you that.
All right. And where most horror movies kind of suffer character development.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, this had some... no, it didn't. I was going to say, so she kind of went from an abusive relationship and it just kind of continued. The most development that I felt that she had was when she went to go get the mail, and after she thought Adrian was dead. That was the most development I thought she had, and then it was more digression into an even more abusive... But she did like try like work her way into fighting back. It's just she was fighting back against the law, and she can't do that.
True, very true.
I mean, once they throw you into an asylum, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I'm kind of done. Sorry.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
I don't really know.
Did you say Willie?
Yeah, I did.
How old are you?
Mentally or physically? That's
Okay.
physically 24. Mentally, I'd say around the 10-year-old range.
Fair enough. This one's character development with horror is always tough.
It really is. Like, do we want to be in the 80s or like does that? I don't even think you really can put them in the 80s.
I would say mid 80s, just because like she does fight back.
Okay.
She gets to a point where she's not afraid; she's pissed.
Yeah.
And then she goes on a freaking rampage and tries to like ruin it. Well, doesn't try. She does. She ruins his life.
And it's awesome.
It is epic.
So like, should we do like a solid mid 85?
I'd say yes.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. This is another area where the movie suffers a bit. Effects.
The suit.
The suit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give them this. The design for the suit, epic.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Really cool. Looks rubbery.
Very. And I don't know why when like it was actually shown of like how like it works and like all this stuff, for some reason it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit.
It gave me some Chicken Little vibes.
I didn't think of that, but I love that analogy. I love that. Speaking of that movie really quickly, I know everyone hates that movie. I have a soft spot for that movie. I think it gets way too much shit.
I think you don't get enough shit.
What do you got against Chicken Little?
Everything.
What about Fish Out of Water?
Okay, he's the only good part of that movie.
No, there's a lot more good about that.
Bullshit.
Bull right?
You better hope we never grade that movie, because I will rip it to pieces.
I know you will.
Oh, okay. Getting back to Invisible Man. So, some of the effects where he's holding stuff, it didn't feel like the things that he was holding fit into the world. Like it's like maybe the lighting on them was a bit off.
Okay.
Like the knife.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it didn't feel like a real knife until it was in Cecilia's hands.
Yeah, and I feel that's more so like kind of like on the CGI aspect of it.
Yeah. And the suit, he was very kind of like that too perfect of motion that you get with like a completely CGI figure. Like that was a big thing. The fight in the kitchen, like the first kind of real interaction you have with him, that looked a little rough.
I feel like considering how much was going on, I feel they kind of did as much as they could.
They did, but I felt like they gave him like enhanced strength with the way that he was throwing Cecilia around.
Well, I mean, you gotta...
And so when she was getting tossed around, it looked fake.
The way that I look at it is, I don't know about you, but when you're angry or you have a lot of built up adrenaline, you'd be amazed at what you can do, like what you can lift. And throughout the movie, you can tell that he is extremely pissed off at her. So the whole like him throwing her around and everything, I can actually buy that because to me, you'd be surprised at the shit that you can lift or what you can do when you have that much adrenaline or anger built up inside of you.
Okay, I buy that.
Okay.
I don't buy being able to throw someone over a table into a wall.
Should we go out and try it? I'm just kidding. Caleb's the test subject.
Try it, asshole.
Oh.
But that was one of the things. Like, it's just that pulled me out because it's just like it felt borderline superhuman, and I found myself asking, "Does this suit give him enhanced strength?"
Okay, fair.
Everything when he was like pulling on her hair and just like kind of throwing her around like a small section, that all looked really good. It's when she got thrown across the room that I was like,
Alright, fair.
Also the table that flipped, or that he flipped, CGI.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
super CGI. It fell,
that.
it didn't fall within the limits of physics.
I really can't argue with you there.
Yeah, you damn straight you can't. Yeah. So it was mostly, like, my issues were mostly when he was picking things up.
Okay.
Whatever he was picking up didn't seem to fit within the world.
Alright, fair. Okay.
Yeah.
get
So
what you're coming
other than
from.
that, the effects were pretty good. Like, all the guys in the asylum that were getting their asses handed to them, that all looked really good. When James was getting the shit kicked out of him, that was freaking amazing. Because it does, like, kind of a first-person view of that.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you see his tie, like, it looks like you're, like, standing over him holding his tie. And just kicking the living bejesus out of him. And I want to know how that was shot. So bad. Because that looked amazing.
I need to check out the special features on it. Did the digital copy come with any special features?
Ooh, I watched it, and like I watched the movie, and it was like midnight when I finished it, so I didn't get to look at the special features. But I might do that before you leave. See if they had any. Because, oh yeah, they did.
Ooh.
They just did. They didn't have like a special effects breakdown though.
Damn it.
Yeah, which freaking sucks. Because
That
I
does
feel
suck.
like the special effects on that would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Or to watch that would
Yeah.
be freaking amazing. But yeah, I want to know how the hell he did. Like, was the actor that for James pretending to get his ass whooped?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how they do it.
Yeah, or yeah, that looks like super good.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, to make yourself look like you're getting the shit kicked out of you, I feel that takes a special acting. Special. Oh my gosh. Yeah, special acting. I don't know what the hell I'm saying here. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, everything else looked.
No, honestly,
Really
I
good.
feel that's a credit to Elizabeth Moss's work, especially for how much she had to get beaten, pushed around by nothing. She had to literally make it look like, it was herself doing it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I really appreciated how with those fight scenes, they weren't super shaky cam.
They weren't, and I loved that.
Like, it looked like a stationary thing, like a stationary set, but you got to see smooth motions of the camera
Yep.
and crazy action.
It wasn't the Hunger Games.
No,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
not the Hunger Games or freaking any of the Marvel fights. Say what you will about Marvel fights. They're good fights, but they're cut really poorly.
I feel the ending battle in Endgame wasn't.
No, that one wasn't.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say, that
I'm
was
talking
actually
about like more
fantastic.
one-on-one fights.
Okay. Oh, so kind of.
So like Winter Soldier and Black Panther.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Yeah, I can't argue with you on that one.
Yeah. So with effects, I'm fairly. This is my lowest score. Not ever, just lowest in general.
So like 70 something.
I'm in the mid to high 70s, so maybe leaning more towards 76, 77.
I was thinking 77.
77?
Yeah.
I can definitely do 77.
Hell yeah.
All right, next up we got music.
I mean, it definitely did help build the tension.
It did. It definitely did. The music and the occasional lack of, and like with horror, you have to take into consideration with music. We could honestly change music to just audio.
Well,
if we
say
wanted
music
to.
/ audio.
Yeah. Music /
Yeah.
So we might. I'll just leave it as music.
Okay.
And
but we can grade it that way.
yeah, we'll grade it music / audio.
Yeah.
So with the music and lack thereof. And I don't think it used silence super unnecessarily.
Didn't.
It definitely used it for tense moments. There wasn't anything that stuck out a ton, but I feel like they used the lack of silence to their advantage a lot.
That's very true. They did.
And like I said, we hate cheap jump scares, and the lack of silence usually means cheap jump scares coming your way. And with this, it didn't. It meant tension was coming your way, and I loved that. So I'm not quite at like a 9. I may be sitting more in an 8.
I can give you that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, next up we got costumes. So the design for the Invisible Man costume was pretty killer.
It really was. I really dug the suit.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, so it was more like hexagonal or...
I think it was hexagonal.
Yeah, like hexagonal... what would you call those? Discs? Or like these... Not really discs. What the am I talking about?
Ooh, I don't know how to explain them.
Okay, so it was... Imagine a black... skin-tight suit, but around the entire suit are these like hexagonal panels.
There we go.
These tiny hexagonal panels with cameras in the center of them. That is what the suit looked like. And I want to, like, I was getting into the details of how a suit like this would work. Because I'm like, okay, I understand how he's how he's gathering the surroundings for or to become invisible. I don't understand how he's projecting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting a little confused about as well.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it was like a screen over it, and so maybe it was like a see-through, like a one-way mirrored screen. So it's like on one side you see the image that's being projected, and on the other end it's clear. So like two-sided mirror or one-sided mirror where you can see inside but all you see is a reflection. So on one side the camera's looking out and maybe lightening up the image and creating the whatever it's that camera is capturing in like its immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
And then projecting that onto the panel. Like that's what I gathered.
No,
I was getting into like the deep science of this. But the design for it was really cool.
It really
I'm glad
was.
it wasn't just like some stupid, oh, I created this suit and it goes invisible kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I'm glad that it actually had a backstory.
Yeah, more or less. Like, you kind of had to create your own for it, but
Yeah,
it still didn't fall out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, like, you could see how it could actually work.
Yeah. The only thing about the suit, and this isn't even, like, we graded it for effects, so I'm not going to dock it for this, but how he could get stabbed and, like, a majority of the suit wouldn't work.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like, he got stabbed, like, in the neck, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
and
it
then
was the
suddenly
neck.
it's like his whole suit didn't work.
I feel it was like half his torso area wasn't working, wasn't it?
It was like his head through his arm, like the opposite's arm,
Oh, yeah.
and like kind of like down across the body. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But anyway, getting back to costumes. So that suit design was really cool. That puts me at like, just that suit alone puts me at like a 7. Everything else, so like Elizabeth Moss's costumes when she was in the asylum or when she was leaving, everything else felt really good. There wasn't anything that stood out a ton.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, definitely a good thing. So ultimately, I'm like at an 8.
I will absolutely agree with you on there.
Sweet. All right, and now time for our own personal grade. So, Rose, you want to go first?
I guess. So overall, The Invisible Man. Fantastic tension building. Elizabeth Moss was absolutely incredible in this film. I loved her to death in this movie. The whole reveal of how he made the invisible suit and all this stuff, I thought they did a very good job. Just overall, I don't have a lot of problems with this movie. My overall score, I'd say a 90.
90.
Solid 90.
Nice. Yeah, this is, like I said, this has easily become one of my favorite horror films. Even though it's, I mean, you could still consider it horror.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's more thriller, but it's horror.
Yeah, works.
Like, it has the scary kind of supernatural elements in it that you get from typical horror movies. So, it's not a traditional. It is definitely like an updated, new version of a really good story.
Yeah.
Which I really like. It keeps you engaged. Very few times do you ever get pulled out, which says a lot for a horror movie.
That's true.
Yeah, Elizabeth Moss freaking killed it. And the director freaking nails any emotion he wants you to feel. He freaking killed it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm a little higher than you.
Ooh.
I'm like a 94.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that averages us to a 92.5, I believe.
Not bad. If that is the
I
case.
think. You
You're
said
the-
90?
Yeah, you're the one better.
Yeah,
than
92 and a half.
Okay.
All right, and then that brings our final score for The Invisible Man to a B+.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is sitting at an 88.23%.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So it is sitting 2 points above The Lovebirds.
Okay.
It is sitting 1 point above Parasite, which I can agree with.
I can too.
I mean, Parasite was freaking amazing,
Yeah.
but this movie was awesome.
Yes, it was.
It is sitting 2 points above Frozen 2.
Okay.
It's a little bit below Rocket Man. It's like 1 point below Rocket Man.
I can accept that.
It is 1 point below Spider-Man Far From Home.
Okay.
It is 1 point above Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's in line with the Unicorn Store.
I think it's better, but that's...
You know what? Forget you.
I'm never going to let that go. I'm sorry.
It's also in line with How to Train Your Dragon 2. It's a little bit above Captain Marvel. It's a little bit above How to Train Your Dragon, the first one.
Okay.
And it is 2 points above the Lego Movie 2.
Yeah. Fair.
Then it is 2 points below Aquaman.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to go through that one again, because that score seems high.
Oh my gosh, you actually agree?
No, like, abnormally high. Yeah, we'll talk.
Okay, sounds good to me.
It is a little bit below, or no. Oh yeah. It's 1 point below Dawn and Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
And that's all the B+ movies.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So, like we said, it's sitting at a B+, 88.2%.
We were actually more harsh on it than Rotten Tomatoes.
What was Rotten Tomatoes sitting at?
91%.
I think we're close.
Yeah, we're close enough.
I feel like with just depending on... I mean, it definitely depends on the movie, but I don't think we're too harsh on
No, we're not. No.
on movies, but we're also not too easy on them either.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's why we give our own personal scores, which if we would have given our own personal scores, this would have easily been an A- movie. If we went on our grades alone.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but it's not.
Yeah.
As sad as we think that is. So, yeah. So that concludes this week's breakdown. If you liked this episode and want to check out more of our stuff, you can follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some bonus videos that we will make once I get this computer that I have running. Maybe. We'll see. You can also follow us on social media. You can hit us up if you have an episode idea, want to answer our question of the week like our good friends did this week, or if you would like to join us on an episode. We would love to have anyone on. You can also so you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/theallbros. Twitter and Instagram, our handle is at theallbros. You can email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com, or go to our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. And you can go check out some merch on our store, which there's links on our website. But our merch store is at tpublic.com/user/theallbroschannel. And I should have some new shirts uploaded either the day that this is released or the Tuesday after, including the artwork for Invisible Man, which I don't know what I'm going to do.
Just a black screen.
that is honestly what I was thinking. I'm like, can I make like the transparent like grid? But no, I'm not going to be that freaking cheap. So,
That's the difference between you and I.
Yeah, so with that, next week, what did we see we were going to do?
Didn't we? We're thinking about doing a breakdown of Knives Out.
That is right. So next week we will be breaking down Knives Out. A freaking amazing movie that we saw freaking forever ago.
Yeah.
At least it feels like it was forever ago.
But if you guys want to check it out before we break it down, it's actually available on Prime Video now.
Hell yeah.
So,
Yeah, so go check out that movie before our breakdown. And until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
and I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long.